Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance and Happy Thanksgiving. Officials in Morton County and the Central Dakota Communications Center are urging people to take action after a global cyber attack compromised a previous version of the Code Red emergency alert system. Morton County announced it is moving immediately to HyperReach, a new notification platform, after OnSolve, the former vendor behind Code Red, confirmed hackers did access subscriber data. People's names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, and passwords may have been exposed. No social security numbers or financial data or details were stored, and there is no evidence that the stolen data has been shared or misused. Meanwhile, CENTCOM, which serves Bismarck, Mandan, and Burleigh County, said its new Code Red platform was not affected by the breach, but did urge subscribers to update their passwords as a precaution. A group in North Dakota hopes to put the idea of the ballot to provide free school meals. The sponsoring group, known as Together for School Meals, filed paperwork for the Secretary of State's office. The Secretary of State, Michael Howell, said on Wednesday his office is reviewing the idea. Now, the petition seeks to require that public schools in North Dakota to provide one breakfast and one lunch to all students on school days at no cost to the family. Schools would then be reimbursed by the state. So if approved, the sponsoring group could then start gathering the more than 31,161 signatures which they need. Those signatures need to be submitted either 1 year from the approved date or 120 days before the election the measure would appear on the ballot. Now, if they meet that deadline, this could be put to the voters at next year's primary or general election. A new greenhouse led by the MHA Nation officials laid down its roots in Parcel on Wednesday. Check this out. State leaders believe the native Green Grow greenhouse project will nurture growth across the community as neighbors across Fort Berthold can shop the greenhouse for fresh and healthy produce. The greenhouse specializes in growing a wide variety of products, including strawberries, cucumbers, peppers, and all kinds of other fruits and vegetables.
As they were joking on that presentation, you can't grow pops and chips and cheeseburgers in here, right? This is all healthy food. So when you get buy-in from that aspect, our people are going to be able to come here directly, both deliver it out through our segments, but they can just stop by on their way to Minot, buy some strawberries, maybe a couple heads of lettuce, but it's freshly produced.
Now, the grand opening marks phase 1 of the greenhouse's future production plans. Once all 4 phases are complete, leaders expect the greenhouse will produce more than 10 million pounds of produce every year. We've got much more on our website on this story. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving and good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. If you're heading out early this morning, visibility remains reduced, gaining a little bit more of that visibility compared to the last hour or so in Watford City. Temperature there at 5 degrees, down to 0 still in the Williston area. Teens out towards the Highway 83 corridor. As a reminder, with that reduction in visibility, that fog can actually freeze because of that condensation kind of associated with it. So that may make some slick conditions, but regardless, that dense fog advisory remains in effect for parts of the area until about 10 o'clock this morning. Highs this afternoon going to be landing closer to the teens and the 20s, some 30s possible if you're lucky enough down towards the far south and west there. But following this, attention is going to point towards our next round of snow. And we're going to go timing into that for you right now. The onset of snow in northeastern Montana, parts of that area already underneath the winter storm watch at this point. We get closer to 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're going to start to see more of the onset of that snow pulling closer eastward into North Dakota by the midday hours. If you're along I-94, have travel plans between Dickinson and Bismarck there out towards New Salem, Glen Ullin area. Just make sure if you do have to be out on the roads, give yourself plenty of extra time. If you can delay your travel, even going into Saturday midday hours, best case scenario, that low pressure system going to continue to sit and spin down towards our south there. And this is going to allow more and more bands of snow to fill in as we get closer to the late evening hours of tomorrow here. The silver lining in all of this compared to our last system, based on temperatures, where they are right now and where they will be tomorrow afternoon, the snow is going to take on more of that light and fluffy consistency to it. This is going to continue to taper off from north to south again once we get closer to, say, 9-10 o'clock on Saturday morning. If you're down towards Corson County, South Dakota, it will take a little while longer for things to kind of taper off for you, even as we get past the lunchtime hours. Cloud cover stays in place initially, but I do want to bring you into those snowfall amounts. Not much changing compared to what we showed you yesterday evening. Highest amounts going to be down towards the south, favoring the 3 to 6 inch range. Now notice that tight gradient between where the 3 to 6 inch range lies and where we're going to see the greater potential of 3 to 4 out towards the greater Dickinson area. Further north you are located, the lower those amounts will be. Only talking about the potential for a trace to an inch in terms of snowfall amounts out towards the Magic City area. So stick with us. We'll continue to have more updates on this for you even as this system approaches. We recognize that this is a very travel heavy time here, even as we get past the Thanksgiving holiday. But looking at Williston, your next 5 for today, we're going to be talking highs into the 20s. Beyond that, some more 20s on tap as we get into tomorrow. Teens for Saturday. By Sunday, single digits is what we'll get to in terms of those highs, overnight lows below 0 there. Dickinson, your next 5. You get the picture and the idea. 20s on tap through at least Friday as that next system comes into play. Arctic blast there, teens up into the 20s as we get into early next week. Minot, your next several days going to be featuring those temperatures into the teens and 20s. More teens on tap following the passage of this system. May get lucky enough to warm up into the mid-20s by Tuesday, back down into the teens by Wednesday there. And finally, looking at Bismarck's next several days. 20s at least on tap through at least Saturday there. Beyond that, as we get into Sunday, down into the teens. Below 0 for those overnight lows. Of course, that does not factor in the wind chill values. May get lucky enough to get close to the 30-degree mark as things become a bit more unsettled towards the middle of next week, Chance.
Vanessa, thank you. Be careful if you will be out driving today, tomorrow, and into the weekend. Well, for everyone here at KX News, I'm Chance Cicklin. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow.